my gosh. Me and the social media, I am literally fighting with social media because I know how to stream, but literally, I don't know why YouTube was looking so crazy. So I think I'm going to need like 3 days of getting myself together with this whole streaming stuff. I mean, I've been trying platforms that I've been using for years, and I mean, sometimes they look choppy, sometimes they're not working, and I'm like, I know how to go live on YouTube. Anyways, we're here now. Thank you for your patience. If you was here, I don't think I need. I don't think I need this light. Um, Shout out to you if you. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for showing up right on time. We're gonna get right into it. I do feel a little like, ooh, solid, because I'm literally clicking on all these buttons. I'm like, I know how to do this. Okay, so let's get into it. First of all, what a few couple of weeks. What a few couple of weeks. I am so grateful. I am my email community knows. So if you're here because you saw the email to come live, then definitely let me know where you're watching from. I am going to go ahead and look at my notes just because I really want to make sure I don't miss anything. I was trying my best to stream on multiple platforms, but I don't know what it is. It's like my tech abilities nowadays are not working out in my favor. So I'm gonna try to go live on my phone, and then if it doesn't work, I'm like, whatever. Yeah, I'm not fighting it anymore because it's all these streaming places. Um, oh, that's why I'm not going like that's yeah. And I was trying to just like start live on my phone, but then you know what? We're gonna stay here on YouTube. I'm not doing all that. Anyways, so I know this title is a little it's very interesting. So it came up. Wow. I mean, eventually I'm gonna have time, but I feel like you know how you're going through something or you're going through something, you like, man, eventually this is gonna be a testimony, this is gonna be a story. That's how I feel right now. I feel like there's so many things that are happening, and I'm doing my best to tell y'all as I go. I know my email community, y'all are getting some real, and I'm like sharing the process, and I'm doing this because I definitely it gets to be documented, you know what I'm saying? And I also want people to have to have an example for themselves. I really want them to have an example for themselves. And also it's gonna be cool to just kind of see, where I am, a year from now, 10 years, etc., etc. So this is called Stop Being Slick. And so, y'all, I am in the season of reforming. I am in the season of reforming. I am going all in on myself. I am being whoever I get to be. And I'm doing whatever I am being called to do. A lot of the things that I'm doing, I'm like, dang, I would have never imagined, you know, even 3 months ago, or I mean, I've been on this journey for about 6 weeks now. And it's so crazy to say that I feel like a completely different person. And I'm choosing to get deeper and keep going. And yeah, so I wanted to talk about this. I know like some of this, I want to give you a little bit of context. I don't want to over talk it. That's why y'all definitely need to go ahead and join my email list, because my email list people, they're going to know. So you can feel free to text me 757-780-8585 and put a community or newsletter or creating excellence. That's the name of my email community. And pretty much just twice a week, I send you all emails or organized, helping people to be a more accountable so they can have fulfilling and empowered lives, helping people getting more done. I am an accountability consultant, so a lot of my content used to be about like how that, and now I'm in this I'm going to call this revival season of my own life. And so, I mean, I create my own emails. Like they come from me. Obviously, I'm using like tools to help me edit it and stuff like that to make it sound, but that is really me writing your emails. And so on this journey, as I'm learning more, as I'm growing, I'm literally being authentic and sharing with you what I'm going through. And like, you know what? I know we're always talking about having more success, having more structure, having all this more things, getting more done. Cause I'm an executor. I love to achieve. That is my jam. And what I'm realizing is we get more clarity and we get more confidence whenever we actually, we get more clarity, we get more confidence whenever the system is built on a strong foundation. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. That is what we're going to be going deep on. And so what I'm saying is, y'all, we cannot, and I want to look at y'all. Let me see. I'm just going to do this. Okay. Y'all, we cannot have harmony if even 1% is out of alignment. And I think the biggest problem is we're trying to be slick. We're being slick about the 1%. So this goes back. I mean, what I'm realizing, y'all may know, like recently I am in the Word. Like I said, it's only been about 6 weeks. I checked my calendar last night, and my first time going to church in I don't like over 14 years. Like the last time I did anything with the church, I don't even know that, but I know I devoted myself to not being Christian just because I just didn't feel aligned. There's some things that I can share eventually. That's not what this live is about. But, I'm realizing just because I'm reading from the Word, I don't have to identify, as a religion. Okay. And so what I'm realizing is we got to be all in. And I knew for me, I personally just didn't feel right to even be like, oh, because I didn't know this at the time, but I didn't even feel like right, and I know I'm going through my growth through, but I got to say words that amplify what I'm trying to say. Eventually my vocabulary would get better and hopefully cleaner, but I don't half-ass anything. I'm all about being congruent in my life and all about alignment. That's why I literally help people get in alignment and get harmonious in every pillar of their life. Like we don't just focus on businesses. I like to work with business owners. That's my people. But it's not just about your business. It's also about your family, your self-care, your money. We get everything in alignment. And what is coming so clear to me is the spirituality gets to be first. That's just what it is. The spirituality, it definitely gets to be first. And so we got to stop with negotiating. We got to stop with the mediocrity. We got to stop with the insecurities. Like, it's funny. Matter of fact, since we doing this live and raw, let's just do it. I have this thing and I'm working on it. I don't know if I want to share with y'all yet. It's fine. You know what? Because it's fine. I'll go ahead and share. So I have this campaign that I will be launching fairly soon. And it's going to be from insecurities to impact. From insecurities to impact. And we're going to look up, what I'm doing right now is looking up insecurities. So what is an insecurity? An insecurity is feeling of self-doubt, inadequacy, and fear regarding one's ability, one's appearance, or one's worth. Y'all, usually a belief that you're a failure as a person. Y'all, we got to get out of the insecurity. We got to get out of the insecurity of not believing in ourselves, not trusting ourselves, and all the things. And how do we do that? It sounds so simple. It is very simple. We get to start being accountable. We get to start being responsible. We get to hold ourselves to our word. Do not open your mouth if you ain't gonna do it or if you're not gonna say it. And when we are wrong, we get to just admit, like, okay, I was wrong. And we don't get to make it mean anything. Like, just because we made a mistake, it doesn't mean that we are mistakes, right? Just because we failed at something, it doesn't mean that we are failures. It means that, I mean, just because you showed up and you wasn't dressed up, that doesn't mean you can't dress. It means you just didn't do it that moment. Okay. And so what I'm trying to land in that is, we are taking on these identities of things that are not of us. Like, we are identifying ourselves when Yahweh said none of that, right? Okay. So I want, like, and I kind of gave y'all these points already. I do have an outline, y'all, because y'all know I get passionate and we'll be on here for 3 hours. So I do have my outline. And so this is not a typical productivity accountability talk that you can find all on my page. There's a lot of how-tos. This is the work. I'm figuring out, I mean, I shared the story a few weeks ago. Like, I've always been obsessed of, like, how does life work? Like, how can we maximize our life? Like, what do we need to do in order to maximize our potential, right? I've always been, and I have the answers, y'all. These are the answers. And I'm gonna, like, continue to, I mean, because it's new and I'm learning the vocabulary and I'm growing through my experiences and I'm getting testimonials and proof. And so my goal is to eventually be able to articulate it in a way, because I know maybe some of the things that, with my leadership background, I pay a lot to be in leadership rooms. And so I know a lot of professional languages and stuff like that. And I want to eventually be able to say it so, my 7-year-old nephew can understand. But I want y'all to know this, what I realized, I'm not playing. Even in my business framework, I am changing around how I work with people. I'm not going to be like, okay, so what do you want to do? Like, what are your main top 3? Like, that's how I normally start off. Literally, I'm not playing with people. I'm literally going to ask them, what is your spiritual foundation? Before we can do anything else, what is your spiritual foundation? Because that is what everything else stands on. And I know, y'all, I mean, like I said, I'm new to my revived belief system. I'm new here, y'all. But I'm when I tell you, like, the blessings and just how I feel, I mean, like, just everything that's happening in my life, I am not doubting it and I'm not letting it go. I'm choosing it. I'm pursuing it. I told my mom and my cousin earlier, like, I want to find a new word, but my word right now is maniac. I'm a freaking maniac on my spiritual journey right now. Like, I know I look crazy. I know I sound crazy. I mean, my energy it feels so, like, radiant and explosive, but I am so happy and I am so fulfilled here. Right. And so as I'm going through this journey, I am, even just over this weekend, I am putting this first in my life. I'm putting this first in my life. So I know a lot of the times, like, we have history with spirituality and especially with religion. And I know for me, the reason why I chose to just be led without forcing it to look or be a certain way is because my life, it was too I'm saying crickety, but it was like I knew I was in the way. I just didn't know how to be faithful and trust 100%. Like, I was trusting maybe 98%, right? Because some of the things that when I look across my life, I'm like, I don't know how to. I mean, I did this part, but I don't know how all this happened, right? And I was trusting like 98%, 99% most days, right? And so, I know y'all, and I think this is part of my message is, y'all, I know we have history, trauma, sadness, hurt, pain with our spirituality. And it's always probably seems so out there, right? We treat it like out there. And we haven't had that foundation. And I'm saying, for me, that's why, I mean, I'm back in the word. I'm back in the book. I'm back in the book. I'm back in the word. It's so crazy. Just 2 months ago, literally 60 days, I wouldn't have never thought that I would ever have a Bible in my life. And what I'm realizing is just because it's, at least as I heal through what I'm growing through, because I'm not trying to force nothing. I'm not trying to be right about nothing. I have no ego nowadays. But, you know, just because I read the Bible, it doesn't make me Christian, right? Because I really, and we're going to talk about it one day, but why Christianity, like, in a short, it's just like, it's really hard as a Black woman, as a melanated woman, for me to feel aligned, knowing some history, and like it's people who don't look like me holding the Bible, saying they God told them to do it to people who look like me. I mean, I still got to heal through that, right? I mean, I cannot deny my existence, right? And so, like I said, I don't identify myself as a religious Christian or Christian at all. And I mean, there are terminologies that I'm still learning, but I'm very careful and mindful of how I categorize myself. But as of right now, I am a spiritual person who reads the Bible. I am in the Word. I am devoted every day. I am praising and I am worshiping. And that's just what it is. And I don't need nobody's, you know, oh, well, you tell me, I don't care. We ain't doing that. That's not a fight that I'm fighting. I'm going through my growth through. And I just think it's very interesting whenever we are intentional, whenever our minds and our hearts are open, whenever we aren't trying to control. I'm not controlling no narrative right now. Like I said, I know to some people who don't know me, and especially y'all, my family, my family, like, girl, I think I'm coming to church with you because if you healing, like seriously, my family talk to me like that, y'all. They think they like they think I'm the rough one, the tough love one, but I'm like, y'all saying some hurtful stuff. Was I really that bad? I'm like, was I really that bad? But they like, no, oh girl, I might have to come. Yeah, I'm coming. Like if you healed and you helped, I got a chance, and that's okay. Like it doesn't even bother me because, I mean, if that's how you experience me, that's fine. And you know, if this is my work, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it the Most High's way. So it's only been 6 weeks since I've been on this journey, and when I tell you, maniac, passionate, all the things. Hi, Tony. How you doing, Tony? Okay, Tony said, love that amazing email you sent today. Thank you so much. Thank you for that feedback, Tony, because this is very vulnerable. So the fact that you received it, you know, thank you so much for showing up, and thank you so much for, wow, you know, made me cry in front of all these people, but I mean, because it's a vulnerable journey. And like I said, I know I probably look like a maniac to people who don't know me, and especially to the people who do know me. But y'all, this is the truth. And like I was telling my email community, like I've had success in my life. You know, I've accomplished a lot of things in my life. But this feeling, like this, I'm so confident. This safety that I feel, you know, I know it's not of me. And like, even what I'm learning also is there are things that I know I cannot fight, you know, and I've been fighting so hard and so long in my life on a human level. We're gonna call it human level, right? I've been fighting it on a human level, but there's some things that are spiritually attacking us, y'all. And the only person who can break those, and that's probably not the right word, but the only that can only power y'all is Yahweh, God, the Most High, whatever you refer to, the source, the Most High, the higher power. You know, he has many names. That's the only thing that can help us defeat those battles, especially the easy battles that we are losing. Those are the battles we know we supposed to be win, y'all. That's when we gotta get in our worship. Our worship is our strongest place, and you can't do it. You cannot do it without God. God has to fight those battles for you. And so and that's what I know. I'm like talking about my story, you know, and I know there are going to be probably people watching the replay and everything, but y'all, I mean, I know my content literally did like 1 cent to y'all, but y'all, this is the truth. And I want to help you. And the only way that I can help you is if I am I'm facilitating process, but I'm letting God lead this. And this is, I mean, I'm all in. I'm literally waking up, devoting. I'm worshiping all day. Like I'm speaking. I'm not tolerating any mediocrity. We're gonna get to that. Tony also said, love that you're seeking truth. The church has been fed a lot of assumptions without really being students of the book. Hi, beautiful. You are the truth. I see you. Thank you so much for seeing me. Thank you so much for showing up. I love you. And yeah. Thank you for acknowledging the email, because again, and I mean, I work with business owners, y'all. And, you know, a lot of times it's like, yeah, I'm a business owner and we wear like this armor, but we're real people, you know, figuring out how to talk to you people, talk to each other, right? And so it's really good that, and that's why I love being in community with entrepreneurs and being in community and working with real people, because sometimes, especially now, like as AI is happening and, you know, everything's like behind the screen, it's like sometimes we forget. And I forget too. I was checked over the weekend myself. You know, sometimes we're when we're talking to people through these devices, we're talking to the screen and we forget like that is it's a being, right? Because we are made up of complicated multiple parts. And so I think it's really good that we get out our own way. Like sometimes it may feel uncomfortable that like, oh, I gotta lead this, or I gotta be the bigger person, or whatever the thing we make up. But we get to be in connection. And you know, as I share, and maybe it's on here too, I'm like, am I even gonna get to the points? It's not, I don't have, yeah. So community, y'all, we get to be in community because at the end of the day, like, you know, I know the world is changing and it's changing fast, but in order for us to grow and to, even as we growing, you know, when we're getting tested in certain things, I know for me over this weekend, I got tested, right? Because it was like, yeah, girl, you all hype about the Bible and you saying this, you saying that. Let me hit you where it hurt. And so I went through this experience, and it literally, I was like, you know what? I knew it was a test. I was like, this is not my fight. So I literally gave it to God. I prayed about it. I'm fasting because it is Lent. Y'all, this is my first time in my life of doing Lent. And to be honest, like again, I'm in the word, but I haven't got to that chapter yet, or wherever it is. But I went to the hairdresser, and my stylist was telling me she was fasting for Lent. And I'm like, oh, tell me more about it, girl. You know, I'm new to the Bible. And so she started telling me about it. And I was like, well, I guess I'm doing it. Cause I'm here. Like I'm already in the word. Like, let me max out. Let me do everything. And I was a little nervous because again, if I'm being real, like, I mean, I don't know. It wasn't diagnosed or anything, but there are times when I literally lean on food, and I'm just being real. And you know, I'm not like a sweet tooth person, but there's been times in my life where I have an obsessive personality. I know that. Like if I lock in on something, I'm like I said, a maniac. I mean, it's probably very accurate. It just doesn't have a nice connotation. But I am very loyal. I'm very committed. I don't really do a little bit of nothing. I do everything, you know, all the things, right? And so when it comes to food, I know that I didn't have a healthy relationship with it. And you know, I told myself, oh yeah, I need to fast more, you know, oh, I need to fast. And then the church is saying, hey, we got to fast more fervently. We got to fast more fervently. You know, in order to get closer to God, you got to fast, you got to fast. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. You know, I'm gonna do it, right? That's what I'm saying. And then you know, and then I was like, okay, February's here, right? Because we're at the end of February now, but I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do this fast, you know, I'm just gonna eat healthier. I gave myself like, oh, this is what I'm gonna do, like an outline. I didn't give myself a plan, I gave myself an outline, right? And of course, within the first week, you know, I'm with my nephews and you know, and then everybody want to bring pizza, and now Amazon accidentally sends us a big bag of candy. Like, I mean, the craziest things happen, right? And so here I am. I'm not sticking to the outline. And so then I'm you know, this past week, I'm in the getting my hair done, and my stylist like, hey, yeah, so I'm doing it. And so I was like, I'm doing it. And I will say, what's today? Tomorrow will be 1 week. So I did start on Friday because my appointment was on Thursday. So I was a day late, But I told the Lord, I'm going to keep going even after that. And I will tell y'all, like, even today, I had such a hard time because I'm literally not hungry when I tell y'all I'm reading the book, because the way Lent, and I got so many notes, y'all, because I literally, after my stylist told me about it, I did some more research. I've been taking notes. I've been studying. I do use ChatGPT, like, hey, explain this to me. How do you do it? Like, break it down in 5th grade level. Do not talk. Thank you, King James, but that ain't the language I speak right now. So please put this in the 5th grade level, 5th grade understanding. I mean, I do have an associate's degree, so my education is a little higher, but I need you to explain it to me like a baby, because I'm in my baby phase, okay? And so, I mean, I've been doing Lent the best way I know, and there are things that, even I'm being tested, and I'm telling you, I'm just like, God, handle it. God, I trust you. I know you're going to make this work. I know this ain't no battle I can fight. And even shifting my heart, going back to how I'm talking to people, because I am very direct. And when I get passionate, it can literally sound, it can come off wrong, right? But I know my heart, I know my character, and I'm always open to keep relationships open. But I just know sometimes my delivery, the filter, I'm working on it, right? And so I just know, like, there was something I went through this weekend, and I literally just prayed, and I didn't get in the way. I didn't let it consume my mind. I didn't allow it to like take over anything. I literally prayed. I left it to God. I enjoyed my weekend. I was present in my weekend. I worshiped, I praised, I still did devotion, even though we were out of town. And then today I got my answer. And it was a battle that it could have got ugly, and it could have got wasted a lot of my time. look at my humanness creeping in. And it was handled, and I know it was through me fasting, through me being devoted, through me being committed, and through me literally praying. And I journaled about the problem. When I was in the problem, some people kind of knew what happened, because again, it kind of turned sideways unexpectedly. But during this fight over the weekend, I didn't talk to nobody about it. I just prayed. Anytime the thought came up, God, please, I trust you. I know you got it. I'm not even going to worry about it. It's in your hands. Of course, this is the outcome that I feel is fair. And, whatever lesson I'm supposed to learn, teach me the lesson. Make the lesson clear. And print it on my heart so we don't have to do this. Give me better, different, bigger problems. I don't these problems, these type of problems, they are so petty. What are the lessons that you want me to learn for me to be my next level self? So I say all that to say, y'all, we can change. We can change. We can change. And number one, we can't be lukewarm. We cannot be lukewarm. We cannot be lukewarm. We cannot be half-assing nothing. And like I said, I know y'all real, religious folks. Y'all, oh, she can't cuss. Well, I'm working on it. And this is me. Okay, I'm not about to sit up here and act like I don't use profanity. I do. And I'm going through my growth through. So as the Lord cleans me up, look at what you want. You gonna be on camera? Okay, I ain't gonna as the Lord is working on me, and as the Lord is cleaning me up, I'm gonna go through the process, right? I'm not like holding on anything specifically. I'm not like, oh, I have to do it. No, we're gonna get to that. But we have to do things. Oh, and I don't know if I'm like calling myself, but we cannot be lukewarm, y'all. We can't do anything mediocrity. We cannot be slick. Okay, we cannot be finessing our way through. And we can't be neutral and stay on the line. There's so many things where it's like we know we need to make a decision, but a lot of our human stuff get in the way. We feel like, I know, and again, I know I need to end this relationship, but we don't want to hurt the other person, or we don't want to be judged. Listen, we got to go all the way. Hey, I know I want to get closer to my spirituality. I know I get to be all in with the Lord, with God, with Yahweh. You know what I'm saying? With the source, with the Most High. I know I need, and this was me for years, y'all. Like between, again, it was actually before 2014, but I just remember 2014, over 10 years ago, 12 years ago, being the moment where I was like, I'm never going to church again. I'm not doing anything. I don't want to be associated with these people. I literally remember making that choice. Okay. I think I was going too far. And you know, and so I literally, because I didn't want to be claiming something and not being 100% aligned and 100% congruent. So we cannot be 1 foot in and 1 foot out. We get to choose. If spirituality is our priority, it gets to be the first priority. And I'm telling you, from my experience, I mean, it's all over my life, but I actually have proof because I've been intentional and I've been obedient and I've been faithful these past 6 weeks, right? I've literally, just like God been testing me, I'm testing God. Okay. And I know y'all like, ooh, she talking like that. Yeah, because I don't know what Bible y'all reading. And some of these scriptures, I read the whole chapter. I don't know what y'all be interpreting. That's why I'm saying break this down to a 5th grade level. But when I'm listening to the words that Jesus used and you know how he moved and how God made these decisions, God is not passive. God is not passive. I don't know what people acting like he's definitely holy, but he's not passive. He's not, I don't really even consider him a nice. He's a kind God. And when you look up the definition, this is just my experience. Again, do it, read it yourself. Read it yourself and live, you know, and live it out yourself. But when I'm reading the Bible, you know, I'm like, dang, Jesus said that. I'm like, Jesus said that. Like, y'all making it seem like Jesus is timid, you know? And I think that's why so many people's faith isn't faith. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, but y'all don't really have faith. And I know I'm talking big talk, right? But I'm being real, like, y'all, we gotta literally put God first and we gotta get out the way. We gotta get out the way. Okay, we can't when we know we're doing something wrong, or when we know it could be borderline, and you know we trying to look like our hands are clean, but you know, and oh my gosh, even the story of Achan, you know, what I don't, I think it was from, and I'm learning the names and everything, y'all. Thank you so much for your patience. But when Achan was in the war, he stole some of the treasures that they weren't supposed to have, and so it affected everybody. Like his whole household got killed because God said, you know, y'all go do this battle, y'all go do the mission, but don't take nothing. It like the first was supposed to be the guy and it was gonna get everything else, but they was losing battles and the whole family got killed simply because Achan buried something under the house. And then, you know, my pastor was like, well, why did the kids get killed? Why did the wife? Why did the dog get killed? And it's because we also know people around us who doing slick stuff, who doing stuff in mediocrity, who have fasting stuff, who ain't living with good character and clean hearts. And we just like, we feel uncomfortable to say something to them. Right, y'all, my mama, she was just trying to come here because she know when I get like this. But this is me all day, y'all. It's so hilarious. But I'm calling people out. Like, you cannot tell me that you love yourself, but we not eating right. We not moving our body. You know what I'm saying? You cannot say that you trust God when you talking bad about yourself or you gossiping about other people. I'm not speaking of anything, but I'm trying to give real life examples because we think, well, I didn't say nothing, but you were listening to the conversation. Why didn't we stop it? Hey, y'all, can we talk about something else? You know, that person's not here to defend themselves and we don't really know what happened. Yeah, it doesn't have to be too hard, but let people know you were raising the standard because, for instance, I got to remember, it's in my notes, y'all. I think it was in Judges. I don't know. But I attend Ford City Church and they stream online. And Pastor Travis, he literally was telling the story that I'm telling you. And they were just losing battles because people were being slick. People were hiding their hands. His family knew that. I don't think anybody else in the like any of the other soldiers knew, but his family knew, like, because in order for you to dig something and put it under your house, people like, you know, what's going on? Like, nobody said, and then so we all lost their life. I know that's a little deep, but that's what I'm saying. Y'all, the word is not passive. The word is not flowers and unicorns. It's real life stuff that we get to live by and work through. Okay. So we got to stop letting our egos and our humanness run our lives. Like, we're scared to speak up. Did I do something? Okay. We scared to speak up. We scared to hold people accountable and let people be responsible, right? You know, we don't have the time, we don't have the energy, but it's like, that's not That's not, we are all responsible. And I mean, after that story, I'm telling everybody around me, listen, I can't go down with you. Listen, hey, I'm gonna pray about it. I'm gonna tell you, like, hey, don't do that around me, because I'm going to the Lord about it. But I can't be around you because I don't want that to get on me. I can't be paying that type of consequence. I'm just being real, y'all. This is what the Bible is telling us. Don't be double-minded. Don't be lukewarm. So I don't understand, like, why are we not being about it? This ain't no spiritual talk. This is how we live by the word, y'all. Okay? My mom is hilarious. She's like, she could hear me. Okay, so then we're talking about Josiah's reform. So on this road trip over the weekend, there was this 8-year-old king. This was in 2 Chronicles 34. 2 Chronicles 34. And so there was this king. His name was Josiah. And this section is called Josiah's Reform. This little boy, he became king at 8 years old. So I know I got a little nephew and he's 7. I know y'all got kids, grandkids, nieces, nephew. We all were 8 at one point, right? And imagine you are king of an entire nation. You are president of an entire nation, right? At 8 years old, he literally started to revive and reform the land back to God's word, back to God's truth. And he had zero compromise, y'all. He had zero compromise. Literally, he removed all of the idols out of the land. He removed all of the idols out of the land. And then he began to build God's house, right? He had zero at 8 years old as a young king. I mean, of course, I think he ruled for 31 years. So, it took time. But at 8 years old, he knew better. And he said, none of this is in my nation. None of this is in my nation. And he got rid of all the idols and everything that was sinful. Like at 8 years old, y'all. So I know I said this in my, and this probably in here too. And I don't know. I'm going, but the time is now. A lot of people can look at him and like, oh, there's an 8-year-old king. He don't know nothing. I'm so older and wiser than him. But his heart was clean and his character was good. His heart was clean and his character was good. And he trusted God. Shout out to his parents who actually, we don't know. I don't know. Maybe it is in the Bible. But I had this little 8-year-old, and I'm not like being disrespectful, but I am saying, like, a lot of people would say, oh, an 8-year-old king made these decisions and he actually lived through it. Like there's documentation of this 8-year-old changing the hearts and the minds and the practices of his people. That is a beautiful story, y'all. And so if an 8-year-old can do it, we can do it anytime we get to decide. Because a lot of people may say he was disqualified or he was too young or he didn't know what he was doing. But the impact that he had on his nation, his domain, his responsibility, his duty, that is a beautiful story that we can choose to be like, I'm not going to have no judgment, but if an 8-year-old can do it, I can do it. If I don't have the education, or, if I don't say all the right words, or if I did this thing that I feel shameful about. You get what I'm saying? Y'all understand what I'm saying? I talked a little bit about the story of Achan, Joshua 7. His whole household was held accountable because they saw him doing wrong and turned a blind eye. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. You can't just not participate. Silence is participation. The truth. So y'all, we got to stop looking pretty. We got to stop, not fearing judgment and all that stuff. And we got to stop being sly like a fox and sneaky like a snake. We got to stop all that. Okay. Of course, there are traits like being wise, being deceptive, but the sleekness and the, I ain't gonna say nothing like what you probably part of the problem. We get to choose and we get to pick a side. So point 2, and we almost done. I think I had 3 points. I'm gonna go through. I know we're going, but I think this foundation, it gets to be documented. It gets to be a part of the process. And again, I know one thing, another. I used to feel insecure when I was in the church growing up because I didn't know what these people were saying, and they was talking, in a language I didn't understand, and and I know when I talk to people believe in God, but I don't think you believe. I'm literally gonna be like, if you believed it, you would live it. And I'm not trying to be that person, but I am that person, right? And I'm gonna pray that I can deliver it where people can hear it. But I used to feel insecure because I didn't know what the Bible was saying. I didn't understand. I didn't know what the pastor was saying, And so I know I'm repeating myself a lot. I know I'm talking about stuff that if you're from my email community, you probably have heard me say it. But y'all, how do we learn our ABCs? We didn't do our ABCs one time and everybody just knew. Our parents in school, we singing the AB song. I bet you that's the most song, right? We done sung the ABC song millions of times in our life. Okay, maybe a few thousand, right? But we had to say it over and over and over and over until it got inside of us so that we can build upon it. That was a great analogy, y'all. And that's not in my notes. So what I'm saying is we get to keep going back to the basics, keep going to letter A, keep practicing, keep hearing it, keep hearing the same stories until we can be able to repeat. Because even though like I know these stories, like it's not to where I'm remembering, because some of the names are very similar, like Josiah versus Joshua, and so we learning, but I it's a process. And I think when we're honest with ourselves and like, hey, I'm learning, I'm on my journey, I think it opens up a little bit. It opens up us being more clear about what's really happening, and then also more courageous. Okay, point number 2, the 4 steps of alignment. Here's a quick context. I went to Asia last year. I literally traveled outside of the United States for 6 months. I wasn't in here for 6 months consecutive. Ooh, excuse me. 6 months consecutive. And so I went to Asia on this trip, and I found community. Like, this was my first time actually in my life of literally being part of a community where I felt like I fit in. I felt like I really love these people. And I'm even still talking to a lot of these people. We are in a relationship. And so it's really good to actually connect with people. They like you for you, and they want to support you and show you love. So when I was in Asia, that was my first experience of community. So I knew coming into 2026, spiritual priority has been a part of my intention my entire life. Like, I always knew that it was a spiritual higher power that was leading my life, but I didn't really understand how to connect with the source. I didn't. And so I knew after experience what I felt like when I was with people who we were there for a purpose. We really were in relationship. It was very genuine. I was like, I got to be in a spiritual community this year, because that's how I'm going to level up in every area of my life. And so me and my cousin and I, we were talking about our new year, intentions, our goals. And, I was just telling her, I was like, yeah, here are my top 3 priorities. I get to be in a spiritual community. This is what I'm looking for. And then she just started sharing her experience. And then she literally, like, she put me in a headlock, y'all. She came, she kidnapped me, and she took me to her church. I love telling that story. Well, she did at least bribe me with some food. Okay. She came, she was like, girl, I'm here, come outside. Cause I slept in that day and everything, y'all. It's hilarious. Of course, I'm like, yeah, girl, I'm gonna go with you tomorrow. And then the next day I'm like, oh, honey, I'm late. Girl, just go ahead, girl. She was like, Zara, I'm outside with some food. So come on. So that's my version of her kidnapping me. But so she invited me to her church. I went, even though I was like, girl, I ain't Christian. And she was like, just come. And I'm like, you know what, based on what she was saying and her experience, I was like, you know what? It sounds in alignment with me. I'm gonna try it out. I'm gonna go to one of it. That's what I had to tell myself. And y'all, it was just one of the most beautiful things going into that. I go to Forest City Church here in Columbia, South Carolina. They worked for me. I love it. But I would say step number 1, it's 4 steps, y'all. Let's get into it. It's 4 steps, right? Because I know I'm talking a lot about all the stuff right there. How do we get in alignment in our lives? How do we stop being slick? How do we stop playing small? How do we stop being afraid? How do we stop being mediocre? How do we stop being so insecure? How do we stop all these things that are not in line with our? Let me help you out. Step number 1. Choose God to lead you. Choose God. Hey, you gotta step up. God ain't just gonna, like I said, God is not passive. God gonna show up 1,000,000%, but you gotta show up at least 100. Show up at least 100. If God giving you 1,000,000, can you please give God 100 and not 99? Okay. Choose, but and you get to choose God. Yo, you don't say it with your words. You share it with your heart. You say it with your thoughts because God knows your thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Hey, repent. You know what I'm saying? Restore my mind, renew it. For real. God know your thoughts and all that. He know your heart. He know everything. So when you choose God, be in relationship with God. And in the beginning, y'all, it's a little dance because you be like, oh God, I hear what you're saying, but I don't know. I can't see it. And then the prayer is, I can't see it, Jesus, or God, or Yahweh, or Most High, however you talk to the leader of our lives, right? Please, I pray that you help me see it, lead me so I can hear your voice and I can see it. And I don't want to second guess. Like, let it be super clear. How do I need to hear? What lesson do I learn? That's how I talk. Okay. I did ChatGPT, how do you pray in the beginning? Because I didn't know. So, anyways, number one, choose God 100%. You know, when I look at the lifespan of my life, even beyond the 6 weeks, again, I've been very blessed and I'm very fortunate, but I also am very aware that I was leading myself, but I was thinking that I was faithful. I thought that I was being faithful, but there were just things that I was just at a ceiling and I was just feeling stuck. And these things were so hard. And I'm like, I know good and well I can do this. And that's what I'm saying. Like, it's a lot of things that are spiritually attacking us, and we trying to handle something in the spiritual realm. Like, no. Give it to God, right? Give it to God. And so a lot of times we think that we're leading we think we're being faithful, but we're not being faithful. We're not being faithful. We just think we are, right? Because we're still doing it our way. So it's a decision to shift to the passenger seat and let God, we on the passenger seat, we ain't got our hand on the wheel. Jesus got the wheel, God got the wheel, Yahweh got the wheel, Most High got the wheel. We just in the passenger seat. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know how it is. Be a passenger princess, okay? You don't put your hand on the wheel because you're going to cause a wreck. You ain't got your foot on the gas. Your feet is on the passenger side, okay? And I know it may not be convenient, but all the time, even when you like, you know, sometimes God, things be happening fast. You holding on, like, oh, right? That's a perfect analogy, okay? You know, but you never grab that wheel. Because when you start trying to put your hands in it, now we all in a crash, okay? So when I say call out the slickness, I mean the white lies. Stop white lying. Stop doing things that, you think, well, they won't know. Like, the humans won't know, the humans around me, but God knows. God is watching. You think like, oh, I'm going to do this behind this person back. I'm going to say this behind this person back. God heard you. And I'm laughing at myself on the inside. Because I never thought that I would be saying this stuff. I never thought that I would be saying this stuff. But I'm for real, y'all. It's the word. It's the word, and we live it. We live it. We wonder why, like, man, why this ain't working out, or why that? Because we ain't being pure. We ain't even trying to cleanse ourselves, y'all. The series for at the church that I'm going to right now is Home Invasion. Y'all, we got to clean up our home. Why are we worried about other people, what they got going on? If our hearts and our minds and our spirits, I'm gonna come up with a slogan. If our minds are not clear, woo! If our hearts are not clean, if our character is not character, I'm gonna come up with if our characters aren't clean, I'm gonna come up with a slogan. Our hearts are our minds, our character. You know, if they not in order, why are we out here worried about other folks? Okay, I think y'all got that. God is leading. Okay. Number 2, don't disqualify yourself. Now, this is a one. Listen, don't do it around me, because I'm gonna stop you right there. And again, I'm new. I just got over the line, but the line ain't nothing but like 3 feet from me. So if you over here bringing your insecurities and your doubts and your humanness to me, it's too close. It might get in me and get on me, and I don't have time because I've been doing a lot of work. Okay, so don't disqualify yourself around me. Y'all love to be like, oh, I'm not ready yet, or I need to do this first. I need to get the degree. I need to do. Y'all, do y'all know the story of Moses? And listen now, I'm learning, yo. I'm new to this. 6 weeks in to studying the Bible. I keep saying that just so y'all can remember. And you know what I'm saying? God, okay, when you're called, God qualifies you. You will get qualified in the process of becoming. No, you ain't qualified by yourself. Absolutely not. You are right. But why would you want to fight to be right of something that is painful and stressful and like not helping you? Like, that's something that just get on my nerves. Like, oh, now this is Zay talking. But that is something that really gets on my nerves when people want to be right about things that aren't like it doesn't help nobody. Like, for instance, like, oh well, I'm gonna be real. I ain't holding back. So, for instance, I don't have kids yet, but I know I am going to be a mom. I'm going to be a mom. And when people tell me, "Oh, you better hurry up because mama, it's hard." Why are you? Hello? If I'm telling you, that's why they say you gotta, certain people you gotta don't head over there because I don't have time for you. I rebuke you. I rebuke you. I rebuke you. I would do that. Like I tell you, I am a maniac. Do not play with me. Do not speak that over me. Okay? There are many women who have healthy babies, right? There are many women who have kids later in life, especially nowadays. This is not the 50s and the 1800s or whatever timeline you living in. You have things, and I know with God and Yahweh living my life, I am going to be a mother. I'm not going to let I better hurry up all my eggs. Of course, there is some science, right? But that ain't my business. That's God's business. So why is you telling me you know all the facts about how I'm going to be a mom, but ain't none of it? I'm looking at you. I ain't going to say what I want to say. But get your own life and your own self in order before. Like, why would you want to be so passionately right? You literally using all that energy because energy is neutral. So you literally projecting all that energy on how I'm going to have kids, when I'm going to have kids, etc., etc. How about use that energy and pray for me and bless me to have a healthy body and a healthy womb and some healthy babies? How about that? Why are we being right about something that is going to cause somebody else pain and hurt? Let's pray for the best outcome. That's what I'm saying. Clean yourself up and stay away from me. Stay away from me. I don't care what the relationship is. I'm very serious because we gotta really pay attention. A lot of this mess, we are creating it. Humans are creating the chaos. It ain't even the devil. A lot of people are, the enemy. No, it's you. You ain't doing right. You ain't living right. You messing up. The law is very simple. You ain't living by the law. But you want to be blessed and God is waiting on you. Y'all got me off my darn thing. Hold on. Let me get back. Because I really want to keep going. But I know y'all can hear me. I'm for real, y'all. Stop trying so hard to be right about something that doesn't make you happy, that isn't good for the people around you. Yes, it's hard, but it's also hard being comfortable, depressed, and miserable. But you choosing that hard because your humanists know how to do it. Okay, and I'm just sharing my story. I don't know. I don't even know how to identify, but I just know I am identifying myself to be led by God. I'm not trying to be right about nothing. I mean, like I say, my family like, girl, I thought you didn't believe in God. They literally, when they see me and they talk, they like, girl, I didn't know you believe in God. I said, I didn't. I mean, I believed in the higher power, but I didn't want to be associated with Christians. That's literally, this is true. So I can literally care about, I'm switching up, I sing fake now, or whatever. People shocked, like, damn, girl. But I don't care about none of that. because I'm following, and I'm trusting that I'm being led. I'm not disqualifying myself. And I hope that you stop disqualifying yourself too, because God qualifies you as you pursue his work. The stuff that I'm saying, of course, I'm studying the Bible. I'm literally, some mornings, I'm waking up at 4 a.m. And I'm studying for 2.5 hours some mornings. I'm being honest. Not every morning. There are mornings like this morning. I had to. I got back late because we just came off of a road trip. And by the time I packed and I got comfortable, I went to bed a little after midnight. But then I was up right back at like 6 a.m. So a little over 5 hours of sleep. Because I got ready and I went to go support my cousin. But so this morning I didn't have a proper devotion time. But what I did was I went in, I had a moment of silence. I pray, higher power, lead me today, whatever you want me to do. Let me follow you. Of course, I had my little time. I went in myself and I prayed and I connected, and that was my devotion time this morning. Of course, again, but the work that I'm doing, like my whole life, I'm literally indulging myself into this work. So I feel like even when I'm sending y'all my newsletters over these past few weeks, I feel like I'm still in devotion time because I'm literally processing with y'all. And a lot of the words that I'm saying, it's me understanding, it's me studying the word. I'm finding references. So I still feel like it's devotion throughout my day. You can ask my mama. I'm walking through the house. I'm worshiping. I'm giving praise. I'm dropping on my knees. And I'm not like trying to say, look at me. But what I'm saying is, it's not like at 4 a.m. this, 3 a.m. this, 12 like this. We're not doing that, y'all. We live in the word when it comes to us. Just yesterday, I'm eating, and after I finish eating, I can't explain it. I'm sitting at the table eating and I have this rush of gratitude. I'm just so grateful. I'm so grateful. And I'm just like so appreciative. And I started laughing because I'm like, oh, this feels so good. I'm just so happy. And then all of a sudden I literally started crying. I'm like booing, like, oh, like literally a real cry. My mama was like, girl, you all right? Is you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm just so grateful, happy. And so that was a moment of praise and worship. I didn't plan that. I'm literally sitting at the kitchen table and I literally just go into. So we get to live the word. I hope y'all hearing me. If y'all hearing me, say what comes up for you. For real. When we doing this work, this is faith. When you stop disqualifying yourself and you just start doing things that make you look like a lunatic, that makes you look crazy. It don't matter. But if it's from a good, like the things that I do and the things that I say, of course, I'm a human. I'm in human form, just like the rest of you. So, I mean, there's some things that I'm still growing as a human form. But when you do things not for your self-interest or not to look good or not to sound good or, for your own benefit, I'm going to sleep fine at night. So I know that like my delivery is not perfect. And when I'm saying things, it's from a clean heart. It's from my character. I work on myself. Now, am I still Zay from 2 months ago, 10 years? Yes, all of that is still in me. And I get to, and I'm in the process of releasing spirit. So this is something else that I was talking to my cousin about. We are spiritual beings. We are in human form, right? We're in human form, but we are spiritual beings. So that's what I'm saying. Like when we pray and we give stuff to God and it's fights and battles that we can't win, it's because it may not be in the form of the fight. You can't do it out of your humanness or your intellect or whatever. It's a spiritual thing. Okay? And so with us being spiritual beings, yo, I think I'm going too far. Let me say, I think I'm going too far. We get to be faithful. We get to be faithful. And how we be faithful? We have a problem or something comes up, etc., whatever. We pray about it. God, I trust you. And talk to him. This is a real relationship. Just how you would talk to your partner, or you would talk to your most loved ones or your kids when you got to explain something to them. Of course, I know that the Lord is the ruler, the most high, the one with the authority, right? And be real. The way I'm talking to you is how I'll be talking to you. Now, come on now. That's how I talk to God, and things are working out beautifully. But we get to be faithful. And how do we be faithful? We ain't controlling nothing. If I was controlling this live, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna stay under. I'm gonna just boom, 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 boom. Because I don't even do lives at 5 p.m. Oh, by the way, if I was controlling this, I was kind of annoyed doing this live because normally I'm trying to stream to multiple platforms. Literally, I do this every week. I don't know what happened with this freaking technology. And it's fine. I mean, Facebook does delete it after however many 30 days or whatever. So I guess, but I want to get this to people in. It's like focus. Just do it. Right? We'll figure it out later. Okay. It'll work out later. But we get to be faithful that when we hear something, because there are a lot, this is how you know your thoughts, you know your voice, you know what you sound like. But when you have something come in you and you like, I know what, like I gotta do what? You know what I'm saying? But you know it's for the good. Have faith on it. Pray about it. God, please make this clear, because I hear you saying I need to do this. I am uncomfortable. I am secure. I still have that trauma around it. Can you help me heal that and help me grow and help me get whatever lessons I need from this, that? Help me, please. Ask for help from the Lord. Depend on the Lord, not no people. So y'all, we got to stop with the slickness. Stop doing shady stuff. Stop doing stuff because you doing it and ain't nobody else can see you, to other humans sideways. God sees you. God hears you. All right? Stop thinking excuses. Stop. Oh, I don't talk good. We ain't doing none of that. Yourself. Number 3, we got to remove the idols. Idols are anything that that has a chokehold on us. Like I shared with y'all, I know I had an unhealthy relationship with food. Food can be an idol. TV obviously can be an idol. Social media can be an idol. There's so many things that can be an idol. Like anything, you can put somebody else, a person, before yourself, before God. People can be an idol to you. So we got to remove it. You cannot go in there and thinking you're going to get revived when I'm going to give you 2 examples. Number 1, you can't be asking for more money when you holding on to all your pennies. You can't be asking for, it don't work, because where money don't go. So when it comes to money and people with financial problems, we all have them every now and again. It's because you're probably holding on in the area that gets to be given. Because I really just see, like, when I get money, of course, I use it to invest. I'm tithing now. I just started tithing this year. I'm sharing this because I want y'all to see that you can start. I don't matter how old you are. It don't matter how much money you got. It really don't. It really, you can do it. You get to just choose and trust. This is being faithful. But you can't just hold on to what you got. You got to know that this is God's money. Oh, so he want me to put this here. He want me to invest in this because this gonna help. This gonna help me work through whatever I gotta get to. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So remove the idols before you can repair. Okay. Don't think that. Even whenever they talk about remove the snacks, like I'm not buying snacks no more. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm like, what am I gonna eat? And a lot of times at this point, my body like, girl, we not eating. And I know my body kind of petty because I like stuff that tastes good, right? And so my body was like, well, if you don't not gonna eat what I want, I'm not gonna eat. And I'm like, okay, well, let's drink some water, let's drink some tea. That's what we're doing, because if you don't want to eat, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? I'm literally treating my body like I grew up as a millennial. I'm a millennial. And you had to sit at the table, like it was no other option. You eating what's here, you don't eat, right? And so I'm like, I'm not hungry because I don't have all the snacks and stuff. I know it's so sad, y'all, but hey, I have food. Like I can eat, the pasta and I actually am cooking some good stuff this week, but it's so funny. Like I used to eat like 2 to 3 meals a day, but now it's like, I'm at the point to where I may eat 1 or eggs, and then I had some fruit, and I think I had a couple of nuts. And I went to go have lunch earlier before this live, And I'm looking around the kitchen and I'm like, oh, there's nothing I want to eat. I got pasta, I got tuna, it's a shrimp. It's a lot of stuff in there to eat, but I love chicken salad. I love all these other things. And it's like, girl, eat what's in this fridge. So, I mean, I had to remove a lot of the stuff out before I can, maximize my health. That's just one example. But remove anything that's not in integrity. So if there's something that is not integrity with your heart, with your alignment, anything with your beliefs, your values, anything that sinful. Y'all, I'm no pastor, but y'all get to go. Whatever church you go to, go in, all in. Listen to the word. Okay? What's not of your purpose? Remove it, remove it, remove it, remove it. Don't have any proximity to it. Not even just 1%. Do not let it in, y'all. Do not let it in. Remove it. We have to remove idols. We have to remove things that are holding us back. We have to remove the things that are not in integrity. The compromise. We have to remove all of that stuff before we can repair and before we can restore. So the slickness. So, so this is a good example. Stop keeping idols just in case. Like, you got this, or you having your plan B. I know Pastor Travis be saying, I don't know if I should say that. But like, stop with the just in case. Stop with having your plan B. If we all in on God, there is no plan B. Stop with the just in case. Stop saying, but they're my family, but it's my job, but I need them. No, girl, you need God. No, sir, you only need God. Stop negotiating. Stop negotiating with what you know needs to go. Pride and ego in your humanness is also very slick, and it can be sneaky. That's what I've been wanting to say this whole time. Ego, pride, sneakiness, white lies. All those can be, because those things are only for the human flesh. It's not of the Lord. It's not. So going back to the story, and I know I keep hitting on the story, but I hope y'all hear the story. That 1% of slickness, even the flirtation with the compromise. Like, sometimes there's things where we flirting with it. And it's like, why are you flirting with something that's a negotiable or a compromise? It's like, no. Say no and move on. Remove it. Because you're responsible, even if you're just watching, even if you're not participating. Like Pastor Travis said, the reason why he believes that the whole house got, and I know I'm saying something like this, like, girl, what? Like, the whole house paid the consequence because they were protecting Achan. Achan was doing wrong. They probably sitting on the couch watching Achan, but they still technically are participating because they see this man doing wrong. They probably didn't know why or, what exactly he was doing. But, like, why are you hiding it? Like, they don't look right. They don't feel right. And they ain't saying nothing. So everybody had to pay the consequence. So here's some example questions for you. Example questions. What's the relationship, that isn't aligned, but you keep it around? Ooh, yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Clyde helped me come up with some of these questions. So, I am responsible because I definitely prompt Clyde, but Clyde ain't playing with y'all. Clyde, because I throw all my thoughts, and then Clyde helps me organize everything. And I'm like, come up with some questions, Y'all use AI too. What's the content you consume that pulls you away from God? Ooh, Clyde ain't playing with y'all. Okay, what's the habit you justify because everyone does it? Clyde is at our throats because I get to answer these questions too. What's the business practice that's technically legal? Oh, wow. But it's not being in integrity. Clyde is not playing. Well, you can go back and listen to this part of it, but these are some questions that we get to answer to really question our heart, our character, our integrity, like us being slick. Step 4, Do the work with integrity and faithfulness. So from 2 Chronicles 34:12, the workers did their work, the workers did their jobs honestly and faithfully. Okay? Especially when nobody was watching. When we do work for God, which we should be doing everything for God. We have no identity, we have no ego. We don't care about what what we look like or how we sound or how we being judged, because we know we're doing it for God, right? It's bigger than us. Like for when we doing courageous work, it's like it's for a bigger purpose, right? So it's just like you can't say nothing to me. All right. So stop doing the right thing only when people are watching. Do the right thing because you're choosing to want to do the right thing, and it's coming from inside of you, like your connection, your spirit, because we all are spiritual beings. So our spiritual connection is our direct line to God, the Lord, Yahweh, Most High. So do the right thing because it is our responsibility. It's our responsibility. It's our responsibility to do the right thing, and we get to choose to. All right, so y'all, this is point 3, and this is the last point. Okay, we're gonna close it out. Oh, y'all, I can talk about this all day though, as y'all can see. Okay. Point number 3: the spiritual pillar is the foundation. So this is what I say, like, and I just went ahead. I told my email community, I'm like, this is the foundation. I know, like, over the past, I don't even know how many years, like, I let them choose. But if people ain't leading with their spirituality first, like, I can't help you, because in order for me to support you in the way that I know how to support you as an accountability consultant, we get to put our spiritual foundation first. And honestly, whatever your faith is, it's okay. Like, we can work through it, but I just need you to go all in. I want to hold you accountable in order to be more devoted to who you praying to. Okay? So this matters, y'all. Our spiritual pillar is the foundation, and it matters because it's literally for everything. It's literally for everything. Like I was saying, like, a lot of people come to me for business, for health, for money, for productivity. But if the spiritual pillar isn't first, nothing else will align. Our spiritual pillar is the cornerstone, and that's another story in the Bible. I'll share a different time. But the cornerstone is fulfillment, peace, self-mastery, success in any area of your life. It's built off of our spiritual pillar. It's built. That's it. I don't know. That's it. That's point number 3. If we want more money, put the spiritual pillar first. Get more connected to God, or whatever. Because I'm still playing, and I'm being so transparent with y'all. I just want y'all to know, like, the journey is not perfect. It's not. The journey is not perfect. It's real and it's raw and it's messy. And I keep, like, I'm harping on this because I'm 6 weeks in. Pretty much it's going to be 6 months. And I want to be like, dang, listen to me when I was only 6 weeks into the Bible. But I'm still new. And, I'm looking up, do I want to call? Of course I want to be respectful and call him by his name. But I'm like, I haven't said God in over 10 years. Do I feel aligned? Like, is that my path? Yahweh is what I came to. Thank you. I love saying that what I am, the I am. Yes. Okay. So yeah, I'm telling y'all, it's only been 6 weeks as I'm recording this live on February 24, 2026 on YouTube. And this is me 6 weeks after starting the Bible. I know people like, dang, girl, because I was with my aunt this weekend. She was like, girl, I thought you wasn't, I didn't think you was really, I didn't know you believed in God. I said, I've always believed in a higher power, but now I'm actually reading the word for myself, and I'm actually devoting and taking time. But in the past 6 weeks, everything has shifted for me in my life. And like I said, people around me, they can see it and they can feel it. And even, like, to get the feedback from I'm getting a few responses about people like, man, these emails, girl, because I'm literally processing with y'all on my email list. Again, if you want to be a part of that, 780-858, right? 8585, and drop community. Like email me or text me community. If you text me community, then I will put you on the email list. So then that way you can get my weekly emails. I send 2 emails every single week. The first one is me just processing what you, sharing with you how to be more productive, how to be more fulfilled, you know, how to help you be accountable and be responsible and getting more fulfillment, more empowerment, more success in your life. That's what I do. That's my job. And what I'm realizing in the past 6 weeks, I'm realizing we get to be devoted for putting God first and put ourselves second. For real, because after God, and again, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna find a passage in the book, but we got to put God first and then we come second, because if we're not taken care of, if we're not, you know, prepared, if we're not equipped, we can't put these other people. We got to be overflowing in order for it to shower on other people. Okay. And so this is what I'm shifting my own business framework is shifting into this framework because I'm experiencing it. But yeah, like I just don't have the words for this light that I'm feeling. So I just want to invite you, you know, the time is now. We don't have time to wait. We don't have time to wait. Life doesn't get easier. Life does not get easier. Do you understand that? Because I mean, it's a lot of people who live a long life, but they still got the mindset of a 5th grader. No shade. No shade. You know, I don't judge people, but when I see people and I see certain situations and I see certain outcomes, I'm so grateful that I have the intuition and the strategy and the eye and the mindset to see like, man, this is the patterns and the behavior that this person is doing. Do I want it or do I not want it? Because just because you got age on you, that doesn't mean you got wisdom on you, especially when you're not being diligent and doing the work. And I know I'm talking like big body because y'all, this is real. I'm telling y'all, this is real. Life don't get easier. We got to build endurance. We got to build strength. How do you do that? Get on the field. Play in your life. Don't just sit here and be, well, I'm going to pray. We can pray. The thing about it, though, when we pray and we worship, yes, we give it 100%, but you still get to co-create with the Lord. When I look at the things that, like even the situation this past weekend I shared earlier on this live, you know, I still did some things that were a little uncomfortable to my ego because I felt like, I mean, I didn't, but I could have perceived it of like, oh man, I gotta bow down. Or you know what I'm saying? Why I gotta be, and that's something I used to say a lot. Why I gotta be the bigger person all the time? Like, why I gotta say it to this person so they can hear it? Like, we can hear the way I said it. You know, and I'm just, that's my ego. But I didn't even have it on my heart and my mind. I was like, you know what? God gonna handle this. This is what I'm leading with. I gave, because I get to do, I'm facilitating a process, but it's not my curriculum. It's not, this is not my curriculum. I'm leading the process, but I'm like a facilitator. But we get stronger. So I am choosing to pursue the word. I am choosing to pursue. It's a choice. It's a choice for me to do this live. And again, I've been traveling over the weekend, and this morning I had plans. Normally I try to do my lives in the morning, but I know Tuesdays I'm going live. I'm going live. I'm going like here I am. Do I normally like going live at 6 p.m.? It doesn't matter. This is God's word. Remove what needs to be removed. I'm telling you, I told my mama, I said, listen, man. And I know she probably like, are you telling all my business? Well, get right. Because I'm not tolerating no mediocrity, because I'm holding myself to the standard. Y'all, I'm not talking about it. Like I've always been about it. Like you can ask my family, like go talk to them. You know, your family, they don't let you live. Go ask my nephew. My family they don't let me live. Like they literally, that's what I'm saying. Like they be saying I be sounding harsh and stuff, but I'm like, y'all making me feel like, you know, it's interesting how we talk to each other. But I am all in and I want this to work. And part of my mission, because of this light, so maybe there is a little selfishness. I love the way I feel. I love how confident I am. I love how clear my mind is. I love how faithful I'm being. Like I said, I've been faithful my whole life, but I was only 99% faithful throughout my life. Now I'm 100%. So even with my mom, I'm like, listen, don't tell me nothing, like don't tell me like you want to be healthy, but we ain't going for the walk. Don't play with yourself, because if you not loving yourself enough, then I know you can't love me. I'm just being real, y'all. Don't be saying like, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna wait. Excuse me, y'all. I'm gonna wait to do this, I'm gonna wait to do that. You better do it, because I can't tolerate mediocrity. Because if I see you relaxing and do it can get on me. I'm only 3 feet away from the decision. I just started deciding. Ooh, honey. Let me see. We closing up, y'all. I just want to make sure I hit all these words, because I mean, y'all, and I'm trying to, and I know I'm repeating myself, and I'm also trying to say it differently for y'all, because we need to hear it multiple times. Again, we're going back to the ABCs. We're going back to the ABCs. I know I need to say it multiple times, and I also know people hear things differently. No, it is. I just said, no, I'm not trying to be nobody pastor. And if it's my calling, that's what I get to be. But this is not, I mean, I'm all about sharing things that are supportive. And this is just what I'm doing. And I get to be in alignment with what I'm doing right now. It says that we almost done. I want to give a complete close. Okay. It gave me a warning that my internet was fluctuating. Okay. Remove everything and go in 100% into your life. So stop being slick. Stop trying to look spiritual while holding on to what's not of God. Stop negotiating with that 1%. Pick a side. Go all in, because lukewarm doesn't create harmony. It creates chaos. So I want to know, and you don't have to answer to me. You don't have to answer on this live. I know this is very personable and very invasive, and I do believe like once we begin to call ourselves out, that's when things change and tell our story. You know what I'm saying? What's the 1% you've been slick about? Again, you ain't got to answer this. Answer it to yourself. Journal about it, y'all. Whenever I had my incidents this weekend, I didn't talk about it during it. I prayed about it. I worshiped, but I was reading, and I literally had to say something though. And so, because I'm not no person who just keeps everything in my head, obviously. So I started journaling, and I thought I was going to journal like just like little notes to get out of my head. I journaled for 4 pages in my journal on that day, just the process, and also be responsible on why I was going through that lesson. Because I'm so tired of this, and I'm real, and I dropped names, and I told the truth about things that I was ashamed of and holding on to and trying to hide. So I'm not talking to y'all the way I'm talking to y'all because I got it together, or because I think I'm living this. I'm living this. And I just hope to empower you to get freedom in your life. Because I mean, a lot of people love to talk about hell. Oh, you gotta go. Okay, but you live in hell right now. Let's help. Let's be in co-creation. Let's be in partnership with the Lord, so we can actually live heaven right now. Life is beautiful. But I want to know, like, I do want to know, so we can walk through it, because y'all, we need community. We need community. We cannot do this alone. Of course, we're letting God lead us, and being in community where people are being authentic and vulnerable with good hearts and clean spirits, good character. But do a journal entry tonight. What is the 1% that you've been slick about, that you've been mediocre about, that you've been, not in integrity with? That is this live, everyone. I'm so grateful for y'all feedback. If you are watching from if you got an invitation from the email community, I want to say thank y'all so much for your kind words, for your support. I'm so grateful that you are enjoying this content. And I in my email, it is a lot more organized and it's a lot more direct to the point, you know. And I mean, they are my Monday emails, they are pretty long. You know, it's a newsletter, but I'm not doing this for the metrics. I'm really not. I mean, I do look, but I don't even really understand all of them. That's why I am looking to hire a VA to help me with all of this tech and all of this analytics and stuff, because that's not, this is my job. Like, to be analyzing, you know, I know how to like become better and like how to deliver and everything, but I really process with people on my email community. And so the fact that I am getting feedback that people are, you know, receiving it and they are loving it and they understand what I'm saying, because a lot of this is new vocabulary for me. It is we just gonna go all in. And so we get to be in community. So I would love, like, whether you're on my email list or not, again, if you want to be on the email list, text me 757-780-8585 and put community, like text community to that number, so I know to add you on the email list. Again, I only email you twice a week. And then you can unsubscribe if you want to. If it doesn't align with you, that's totally okay. And I want you to know that you don't have to do this alone. You don't have to do this alone. And I really just hope that y'all become more faithful. Like, join me. I'm new to this. Like, we, you know, and I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all are ahead of me in the book, right? And so I would love to, you know, go stronger with more people, you know. And again, what I help people do, I help people stay accountable and responsible and congruent, because I want people to feel good about themselves. It's like when we are not being honest, when we're not being authentic, that's when the insecurity and the self-doubt and the shame and the guilt is eating us. But whenever we let that go and we identify as, you know, God's version of me, heaven's version of me, you know, that's when it's like, I have no ego. You cannot attack my, you can't tell me nothing. You can't say nothing to me that's gonna hurt my feelings, because I already know that about my human version. You can't say none of that. Thank you. But and I have no energy. Like, you may call me bossy, but somebody else gonna call me passionate or tenacious or dedicated or committed, or, you know what I'm saying? So it's always a spectrum. So I can't even hear the hate. I can't hear nothing. I really can't hear it. Anyways, I would love to hear your feedback. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you are watching and you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, and I will see y'all next week.